Boy, this still for hours now has been shut down or not moving at all, as Paul's been talking about. So the Doppler weather radar, wherever you're seeing the more intense bands, and that's at the airport still, Bridgeton, all the way to Elsa, Illinois, approaching Godfrey. This is where you see visibility reduced quite a bit. Also along Interstate 70, Troy to Highland, Illinois, all the way to Fayette County. And then down around, looks like Franklin County now. That snow has lightened up around Washington, back to Herman, Missouri, but still some flakes. But that more intense band has definitely moved from Salem, Illinois to Carlisle, all the way down into even Lesterville. But then Ellington, it's a little lighter. Now, the problem with the snow is that it's all snow. And also the temperatures have been in the low to mid 20s. And so it's not allowed to even melt at all. So whatever falls sticks and it accumulates, and it's been causing the issue across the area. So weather impact alert all the way through the evening hours, even if that snow lightens up and those temperatures are going to stay well below freezing throughout the day, we're going to see some more accumulation. Back into Kansas City, still seeing some snow through here. That's on the back side of it. We might not see this until we get into the evening hours. And even at that point in time, we may see again some more intense bands moving through. The snow lightens up and then you get another burst. And so a winter weather advisory for all of our counties. We did not have this last night at midnight, but we do now. All the way through at least midnight. Slick roads and travel delays, even at the airport. Over 100 flights canceled or delayed. Most of it's just delays.
Taking a look at satellite and radar, there's that next round of snow coming in from the southwest. Now, this system is going to be much weaker than the one we saw over the weekend. However, accumulations, especially the further south that you go, are going to be likely. So the road conditions and everything like that, there's still a lot of slick spots out there. There's going to be more, of course, that develop because the winter weather advisory is out just because of the dicey travel. Let's time this out in Futurecast. Now, we saw that snow trying to sneak into western Iowa right now. We are going to continue to see that move in. There is some dry air in place that the moisture from this system will have to replace. It's going to need to do that before the snow can start falling. So anything that falls this morning, especially from Des Moines up to Ames, Marshalltown, Newton, it's going to be pretty light for the most part. It's once you get down towards Highway 34 and south of there, that snow is going to fall more moderately as we head through late morning and early afternoon. So this is a very much a quick moving system. It's not going to stick with us for a long period of time. So snowfall totals are not going to be crazy. However, 1 to 3 inches, and especially down towards the Iowa-Missouri border, that's where we could have the higher end of those totals. 2.5, 3 inches, that is going to be possible. And even just a couple of inches of snow can still cover the roadways, and it can still cause a lot of problems out there. So just keep that in mind. Now, as we move forward in the forecast, once we're done with today, we do have another chance to see a couple of light snow showers, and it's going to come on Wednesday with a cold front and an incoming high pressure from the northwest. This is going to really make for an interesting temperature forecast heading into midweek and especially into Thursday, when it's looking like we could have wind chills Thursday morning down into the teens and possibly less than 20 below zero. That's a little bit more on the dangerous type of cold. That's what we have on the way for Thursday morning.
Hey everyone, this is 13 meteorologist Sean Ash here with an update on the snow arrival time. That's probably the biggest thing we want to stress here. Just based on upstream radar trends coming out of St. Louis and Illinois, this thing's cruising pretty quickly. So a couple hours doesn't sound like a lot. However, that puts the snow into the metro area by 5 p.m. It may not, we'll see what kind of rates we get at that point in time. But the winter weather advisory, which expands the entire state, begins at 5 o'clock now. So that's the biggest change from this morning here, as a lot of what you're seeing on the radar right now here at the time of recording, not necessarily reaching the ground, but we know just across the border that it's coming down pretty well here. So we want to stress that. And then based on the radar trends too, I just think the majority of us are going to get in this 2 to 4 inch zone. There will be some areas that may eclipse 4 inches. I just can't tell you exactly where that's going to be. There's going to be some of these, we call these snow bands that develop within the overall broad snow field. Bottom line, going to be impactful, okay? Plan on disruptions to travel, going to be slow and slick, and disruptions to school tomorrow morning. We want you to know that. So hopefully you've already started to consider your child care options. Have that plan ready in case your district goes under a delay or gets canceled. So again, snow-covered roads at times, slick travel, 2 to 4 inch snowfall. Beginning as early as 5 p.m., likely going to start earlier than that in western Indiana. The snowfall will be done by 6, 7 in the morning. It will take a while for the roads, however, to get better because of the falling temperatures we're expecting. This is going to be different than the event we had over the weekend. We're not going to have any 9 or 10 inch totals, it doesn't seem like, but most of this is going to be snow for central Indiana. And versus the weekend where we warmed and switched over to rain during the nighttime, got into the middle and upper 30s, that's just not going to be the case here. We're going to have temperatures in the mid 20s for most of this snow event tonight, and then falling tomorrow morning, and some spots may get down into the teens in lower 20s. That's why we think even after the snow moves out, we're still going to have some issues here.
Here's radar that does show a couple of flurries from time to time, but again, nothing accumulating today. The emphasis for the lighter snowfall is in south central and southeastern Minnesota. We've seen a few flakes here on the Twin Cities, but nothing major today. A larger storm system is missing us to our south. We are dealing with the cold temperatures today, so that pushes the storm track southward. Areas from Kansas City through St. Louis and maybe even Chicago dealing with some snowy conditions. Winter weather advisory stretches from the Kansas area through the Ohio River Valley and into New England, parts of New England under winter storm warnings up there. That's where some bigger snowfall is expected, but again, that system staying down to our south. This is our microcast. You can see more clouds and sunshine today, maybe some partial clearing as we head into Tuesday, but otherwise kind of a mostly cloudy forecast. Here's that next weather system, that next clipper system coming in from the northwest. A little light snowfall well after dark Tuesday night, so this is midnight, early Wednesday morning. Notice a broad brush, maybe dusting to a ½ an inch before we wake up on Wednesday. That clears before Wednesday's morning commute, so hopefully road crews have a chance to clear any nuisance snowfall that might occur. We do clear out, and again, falling temperatures throughout the day on Wednesday. So even though we're forecasting a high of 20, probably by mid to late afternoon, we might see temperatures dropping into the single digits with even colder wind chills. So some bitter cold air will be working its way in on Wednesday, which is kind of our transitional day. And then we stay cold for about 24, 36 hours. Forecast for today, snow flurries, 19 above for our forecast high today, warming up to 24 tomorrow, then tumbling temperatures throughout the day on Wednesday. Cold sunshine by Thursday. Easily the coldest morning of the season and our first sub-zero low of the season. That'll be Thursday, 7 below, but the record cold for Thursday is actually 15 below. So not record setting, and it's pretty typical to see our first sub-zero during the first week of December.